Texas Democrat criminals still on the run out in Illinois. Colbert brought the governor of Illinois on his show and showed him, well, what the congressional maps of Illinois look like. Let's roll this clip for a second.
If you're considering doing a little more redrawing in Illinois, you already have some crazy districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that, then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay, and that's the nonpartisan group that does this
Absolutely.
For you guys?
That's our independent commission, you know. That is, yeah. I mean, look.
So because all states, to a certain extent, do this, why is what Texas doing particularly egregious in this case?
Well, here, every 10 years we do a census in this country, and right after the census, we redraw districts in every state. But what the Republicans are trying to do, and the Texas Republicans, frankly, at the behest of Donald Trump, are doing it mid-decade. That is extraordinarily rare.
That's an important point, because I think he literally called them or wrote them and said, hey, I need 5 seats. Go redraw this.
And the way they're doing it is taking voting rights away from black and brown people. They're literally obliterating districts.
Well, how are they taking voting rights away? They say, oh, you're any other color American, you can't vote now. Was that what they did? How are they taking the voting rights away, or is that just some weird, random, obscure statement from an idiot politician that's trying to make some kind of goofball angle?
They're not. I mean, what they're doing is what every state does, which is every 10 years after the census, they redraw maps. Yeah. In the state of Colorado, we voted a number of years ago to change that to an independent commission equally made up of Republican, Democrats, and independents that only had a select representation between the congressional districts in the state. And so essentially there was a district that worked on the federal side and a district that worked on the state side. And it became, when you look at it, it became a fairer process of redrawing the lines. Not every state has that sort of commission. We actually voted it through in a ballot measure. Somebody put it forward in a ballot measure. A lot of states don't have that, so they still have very traditional gerrymandering, which is whatever state is in control or whatever party is in control draws the lines to best benefit themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Which means you have random stuff like we saw in Illinois where you have this one neighborhood cut out, or, you know, hey, we're only going to take half of this block, and, oh, we need some more Democrats in this area, so we're just going to cut out this little piece.
Well, that's like when I did this last little run of city council. It was weird. There's like spots where it goes like this, and then there's a whole like 2 or 3 blocks, and they all were like, oh yeah, heck yeah, Jim Miller, I want that guy. You know, vote for just a guy that hates politicians, doesn't like politics, wants some freedom, less taxes, like knows right from wrong, can balance a bank account, extremely overqualified fella, you know? And they're like, yeah, go there to the area, and there's just like this little 2-block area just cut out, and these are all like people that are like, oh yeah, that's the kind of guy. I swear they must like have everybody's like info and be like, no. They'll vote for someone that's a regular person that doesn't like the crap. So we don't want that part of the district. We got to keep that out of there. Like you saw that Illinois one, it looked like a cat. It's all, and then this big old tail going around.
Yeah, and it's not abnormal for there to be a little bit of fluctuation and not straight lines, because you have to have equal representation. You have to have equal amounts of people in every district.
The street stuff too.
Yes.
You're like, and you're all, what the? And then there'll be like weird little Tetris pieces, and you're all,
well, some of that's because they're like, well, you know, this district has 25 more voters than the other district, and they have to even it out.
It's
so
close
you
as
get,
possible.
Like, as close as possible. But when you start taking like, oh yeah, we're just going to take this one housing community and put it over here because they vote primarily Democrat. That's what they're doing.
Everything but this halfway house and these 4 apartment complexes with assisted living and whatever the government assisted housing stuff is not part of that district. They do a lot of that crap.
So there's New York and California are saying that if Texas goes through with this, that they will also do a mid-decade redistricting. They've actually both put in place laws that says that if another state does it, they will do it. And so we could see a whole lot of different maps here in the next couple of years.
So each political party just taking charge and starting to go, oh, here's my voter base, here's my district, here's my little areas, here's how I want to separate and divide it up. It just sounds like filthy career politician, nonsensical, leveragey, angled, garbage, trash stuff that we've seen for way too long. It's the same old stuff. These are just a bunch of turds poured in a suit. Same old stuff, different face, same old idiots. What can I do to screw over the community, the citizens of the country? How can I make you guys have to do what I want you to do?
Well, and to be honest with you, there's been so much movement across the country.
Yeah.
That maybe a census every 10 years doesn't make sense. You look at a state like Texas, who's had an influx of population just in the last 5 years. Tennessee has had a huge influx of population.
Yeah.
And California's lost people. New York is about to lose even more people, especially if Mamdani gets in. And so now you have this.
Especially if what gets in?
Mamdani.
What is that? Is that like
the mayor,
or something?
that socialist mayor?
Oh, I thought that was a Bitcoin or something.
No.
Like a digital currency.
If he gets in, man, companies are going to be darting from New York. People are going to be moving from New York City. It's no longer going to be the largest city in America. I guarantee that. You're going to see people move to places that are more affordable and that actually have jobs that are worth working. True. Because businesses are going to leave as taxes continue to go up. We've seen it time and time again. And so you have all of this movement and fluctuations of population.
So maybe
10 years isn't enough.
Maybe every other year, every 3 years, do an odd year.
I don't know if you could do that. Maybe every 5.
I was thinking 3.
Because the other problem becomes if a representative gets redistricted out.
Well, yeah, and there's 4-year terms, so a 3-year might be weird.
And there's 6-year terms. Cause
it might balance it actually. With
U.S. Senate is 6 years, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it gets kind of filthy. I always thought it should just be like, whatever. This city's a thing, that city's a thing, that town's a thing. And it doesn't matter really population so much as it would be like, okay, so like here, we'd be like, okay, so Pueblo's like little Pittsburgh, right? Be like, little Pittsburgh.
You can't take population out of it because that's constitutional.
Take it out, but the population votes, and then you're like, okay, at city X, city Z, city B, city 5, they all voted. So all the different cities, and you're not taking the population out. You're letting the population vote, and that's the idea for the city. And then that city did it, and then every one of the cities and stuff counts, and then that dictates the counties, and then it goes towards like the state thing going, bam, here's which way it went and who they voted for. It's kind of a, I don't know. You could tell me, does it sound like a bad idea or a good idea?
I don't believe it's constitutional to do it that way.
Okay,
that's
a terrible
the problem.
idea. Then if it's not constitutional, I don't like my idea now.
The question becomes, I always say this in multiple different facets, but when you set precedent will be used against you.
Yeah,
and so you have Republicans that are setting precedent in Texas right now, and you see that New York and California have already threatened to gerrymander and redistrict because of what Texas is doing. Do we end up back and forth in this tit-for-tat battle, and does it ultimately hurt the American public if we continue to go this route of redistricting?
Yeah, because they're going to be focused on that instead of actually solving real stuff like infrastructure and getting like roads and bridges and everything up to date and whatever, rail lines and yada yada, all this crap we really need. Getting utility prices down, and some of the real things are getting registrations down, or whatever it needs to be, or getting the structures and the buildings and the things that we need actually done. They'll just be doing this all the time. And that's what seems to happen with modern politics. The last 20, 40 years of politics has just been crap like this. Oh, well, Bill got a Snickers bar. I want a Snickers bar too. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, our party's in control, and when they were here, they were getting freaking Reese's. I'm getting Reese's now, and it just seems like a bunch of crap all the time like this. Petty fighting and not getting anything actually done.
Yeah, well, the state of Illinois has confirmed that they will protect these Texas Democrats to the best of their ability and will not let them be taken. This from an article in Fox News. They have not broken any federal law, and frankly, in the state of Illinois, we are not going to let them get taken away. We are going to protect the Texas House Democrats, Pritzker said. Fine, keep them. But then it's on the governor of Texas to replace them. So if you want to stay away, that's fine, but you will be replaced and you will no longer have a legislative job.
So here's the freaking problem with that. These are supposed to be the representatives of the populace, the people, the citizens of all these different areas in Texas. And they dipped and cut on their constituents, on their voters, on their base, on their people. They just ran and cut tail and dipped and hid. Instead of fighting and standing ground, they did the most cowardly. It's not to like do a tactical egress or collect your people and come back stronger. They just left cowardly, weakly. And then actually they're supposed to be representatives. That's their job. That's what they are voted to do, to be there. Whatever, if I agree with them or not on their stances, they're supposed to be in there standing and fighting for what they're supposed to be doing because they were elected to do that. Not elected to run and dip and hide and tuck and cover and all this other nonsense in some other state where some other idiot's going, oh, yeah, look, idiots are doing idiot stuff, and I like idiots too. So now the Illinois governor and all their politicians are harboring technically fugitives now and acting like it's fine because isn't there warrants issued for these guys now too?
Well, keep in mind, this is the same state that has harbored illegal aliens for decades and is refusing to work with federal law enforcement in the immigration crisis and in the drug crisis. And quite frankly, the state is an absolute disaster and has been for, generations at this point. Look no further than, de Blasio and all the other former mayors and all the other former governors who have embezzled funds and screwed the people of Illinois. I mean, Illinois is just and this is where I believe, because I believe it was a couple of years ago, Texas Democrats did the same thing and ran off to Illinois. They always go to Illinois, and it's like, why?
For the scenery.
There's nothing to see.
They're going for the health care.
The Windy City.
The Wendy's. No, it's not the Windy City. They're going for the Wendy's, just the Wendy's in Illinois. So, Wendy's in Illinois is the best. I'm going there now. Let's go to Illinois. I got the greatest Wendy's. The square patties, man, I'm telling you, bro. Let's go there. Dude, these are just I swear adulting in like politics is just like middle school and high school antics.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is fun to watch. It's fun to follow.
It's kind of entertaining.
It's entertaining.
But, I mean, I can be entertained watching a couple ants fight over the carcass of a worm, for crying out loud. So at least that's productive, though.
You can probably find that on YouTube.
Yeah, but that's more productive. A couple ants getting to work to bring some worms.
At least they did something at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're like, look at them go.
Well, this has been Spiritual Insurgency. Join us every day. God bless.
You want to better, be better.